Welcome guys to my channel, and today I'll be showing you the 5 best web hosting platforms where you can host your website whenever you're done designing, either for you or for your own clients. Now, especially if you are a beginner and you need a web hosting platforms that you won't be really navigating left and right, and you won't get confused, and you want it very cheap, you want it affordable, beginner friendly, and it's also great for web like WordPress. It is fast, the performance, and then it is easy to navigate around the dashboard, which is the H panel. I advise you go for Hostinger. And then again, if you are like not financially buoyant, but then you want to host a website of yours or that of your client, then I advise you. My referral link would be in the description. You just click there and you get 73% off your price. And what I mean by 73% off is that you are going to see your plans appear like this. This is for 48 months, but then let's say you are going for 12 months, which is just a year. It is going to appear just like this. You are going to have a single plan, a premium plan, a business plan, and then a cloud startup with each different percent off. You see, it is 58% off, 64% off, 42% off, and 52% off. And then one good thing is the length of your subscription determines the percentage off for you. For instance, if you work with 24 months, the percentage is going to be different. You see, now that goes to 50, and this goes to 59. If you work with 48, you see, this becomes 62, 59, 73, and 72%. So you see, the longer your subscription length, the higher the percentage discount. So let's work with 12 months, because if you are just a beginner, I advise you start with 12 months and then you start with premium, or you start with single. Yeah. And then for single, if you are using my referral code, remember. But if you are not using it, then the price is going to be 3,900 for single, 6,900 for premium, and then like that, like that, like that. So for single, why will you choose single? If you choose single, what is the advantage? You see, you can create one website, 5 IBAN codes, 10 gig of storage for your files. You see, one mailbox per website for 1 year. And then you can also get every site. You have your SSL, your security will be there. You have weekly automatic backup for easy data, and you can migrate your site for free and with no downtime. And then for the premium, what's the advantage of buying the premium plan? You can create 3 websites. You see, for the single, you could just create only one. So you can create up to 3 different websites. These are not subdomains, they are just 3 websites. 15 vibe coding credit, wow. 20 gigabyte storage, 2 mailbox. And then what's the benefit? WordPress site maintained for you automatically. You don't need to be maintaining that again and again. You drag and drop website builder. Free domain for 1 year. Now, if you're going for a solo, for this single, you're not going to have a free domain for 1 year. You buy your domain, then you buy your web hosting platforms. But if you are going for this premium, which is 3,900, you will have a free domain for 1 year. All you just need to do is you buy your web hosting for 1 year. So that's going to be 3,900 times 12 months. And then a free email marketing for 1 year. And then the other one, you see, the business 6,900, you create up to 50 website. Wow. You can just buy this plan and then create 50 websites for different clients. You understand? You buy one web hosting plan, create 50 different websites for them, and then host them. Very simple. 30 vibe coding credits, 50 gigabyte of world fastest NVMe storage, 5 MB. In fact, you are managed your Node.js web apps, your daily and on-demand backups to prevent any data loss. You build, in fact, for here you don't really, there's still need for an external backup. But then if you are that lazy, why bother? Build an e-commerce site with AI agent for WordPress that's free. Get ready to go website in minutes with AI. Enjoy maximum speed. You see, so depends on what you want. If you want, you can go for a single plan, a premium plan, a business plan, and that. So again, my referral link is in the description. You can click and then you get your plans as cheap as this. Very cheap, especially if you do not have money, if you are not financially buoyant. And then the second one we'll be talking about is the Bluehost. The Bluehost is a strong WordPress integration, officially recommended. It has a reliable uptime and stable performance, free domain, yeah, SSL, CDN included as well. It is user friendly. The interface, that's the cPanel. This one is not a hPanel like Hostinger, cPanel. And then it has good customer support 24/7. So let's dive into comparing their performance. Now for this one, like I said, you have free SSL as well. So for starter, your plan is $4, $4.99 per month. Then for business, $7.99 per month. And then for e-commerce, $15.99 per month. And remember, the higher the month, the length of your subscription, the better the percentage, the higher the discount. If it is for 36 months, now you can see there will be a difference in this. Now if you want, you can click on this select. You can go down and see the features one after the other. Now for starter plan, you see you can have free domain for 1 year, and every of the other plans you have free SSL, your security is there, CDN enabled. Now you can create 10 websites for the starter plan. You can create 50 websites for business and 100 websites for e-commerce essential. You can visit per month could be, that's approximately 40K for business, 200K, and then for e-commerce 200K. The storage is 10 gigabyte for starter, 50 gigabyte for business, 100 gigabyte for e-commerce. Only God knows what you want to uh, store in your on your website that will accumulate all of this space. That's a big space. And then for pro email free trial, I have for 1 month for starter, 1 month for business, and then in fact for all of them you have free 1 month trial for pro email. And then you can see all the features, you can check them down. See, I don't want this video to be too long. We go to the next one, which is Namecheap. Now for Namecheap is also very good, and I will advise you because it is very cheap as well. The hosting and domain prices are cheap, free SSL and easy setup, very easy to set it up, no difficult navigations, simple interface, good for beginners, and then reliable for small to medium website, 247 chat support as well. So let's compare them. You see, for the easy name cheaper starter plan, you have a $9.88 per month. It's quite expensive though, but then it's quite expensive. But yeah, you can still use it. Let's check out the plans. You can still work with it. Now, yeah, we have Spark, we have Popular, and then we have Quasar and Magneta, and lastly Hypernova. So you see, this is quite a bit cheap, $3.88 per month. And then you have CPU cores, 1 gig RAM, 20 gigabyte storage, 100 gigabyte band, 1 gigabyte RAM. And then we have two CPU cores for Pulsar, 2 gigabyte RAM, 40 gigabyte SSD read, 1000 band cPanel, and all of that. Now, if you can check these plans progressively, you can see that Hostinger has better advantages, especially for starter plans. Let's say this pack is their starter plan, and this is for a yearly subscription. But then you see you have so much limitation, and then after this you are going to pay $46 to renew at $58 per year. And with this amount of money, which is almost equivalent to Hostinger, at the end of the day, you have a limited access, you see, down to Hypernova, where you have 24 gigabyte RAM. You see the storage, and then compare the storage with what you are using for Hostinger. So at the end of the day, you see, Hostinger is beating all of them. Easy to navigate. The price is still not that expensive. So we'll go to the last one, GoDaddy. Go to GoDaddy, or we can also go to the GoDaddy. Yeah. Now these are the plans for GoDaddy. GoDaddy is way expensive. If you are just a starter, this is not the right place for you to start, because imagine the starter plan is $5.99 per month. How much are you even making that you want to invest $5.99 in a month on a web hosting platform? That's not cheap. And then again, you don't have a free domain. You need to purchase your own domain. You need to purchase your own email, just one website. That's not funny at all. So at the end of the day, look at the plans. Next one is 6.99, the economy, and then the deluxe 9.99, web hosting ultimate 14.99. The prices are not friendly. Let's check DreamHost. For DreamHost, you see 2.89, very cheap, especially for beginner friendly, especially if you are just if you are just beginning and you want to be testing your websites and all of that. Advice, if it is for financial purposes, then you go for DreamHost. Why? Because the price is very cheap. Imagine $2.89 per month. That's very cheap compared to all of them, and then you can create 25 whooping websites on metered bandwidth. Is that not something to go for? And then 3.99 per month for the growth. So you can even afford this growth. The same amount of money you can put into Hostinger for starter plans, you can put the same amount of money into your growth, and then you can achieve up to 50 websites, whereas for Hostinger you could achieve 3 websites. So when you compare all these prices, if you are considering just price alone, not other things like speed, performance, automatic updates, then you can go with DreamHost because the price is cheap, especially for starters. But then if you are considering the what price, and not just price alone, if you're considering Vibe coding credits, if you're considering mailbox, if you're considering auto updates, then you go for Hostinger. And then to crown it all, the best web hosting platform among these 5 is Hostinger. And why do I say it is Hostinger? Because Hostinger has the advantages over all of them all. Very affordable. Even if you are not a worker, you can afford it. Fast performance and speed, because it has an automatic embedded light speed servers. which you can see in some of these plugins, especially if you're familiar with WordPress. You can know they have Lightspeed, they have Updraft, and then WP, and etc. And then this one automatically is embedded with Lightspeed servers, where they can push and help your website load faster and all of that. They are beginner friendly. Their HTML is not difficult to navigate. You can just easily go purchase, and that's all. Free SSL, free domain, free backups, and all tools have modern features. You can have website builder, and there is AI automation to build your website. So if you find this video helpful, you can just hit the like button, share to your friends so that they can also see all these web hosting platform. And above all, my referral link is in the description. Click to have a discount. In fact, to have 58%, 64%, 42%, and 52% discount. A whooping discount depending on which plan you're going for. Thank you.